Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Going Great Runs, and this video will be taking you through the Garmin Forerunner 255. That's just specifically, but we're going to be going through running watches in general and Garmin running watches in general also. So first of all, apologies for the hairy arms, but this is the running watch on my wrist. Now, what are the benefits of running watches? Well, if you have your Bluetooth synced to your phone, when you go for a run, when you return to your house, it will automatically sync with your Garmin Connect app and also your Strava account if you've got that set up to do so as well. And that's all free. There's no added costs after you've bought the watch. And that's just great for when you're networking with other fellow runners. Then other runners can see what sort of runs you've been up to, but mainly it's just a historical record of your statistics, and that helps keep you motivated as you track your progress. Now, this is the running watch on my wrist, and you can see this is essentially the home page, and it has on there the date, the time, how many kilometers you've ran that week, and that's where it says 0.0 right at the top there. And as you can see, I haven't run this week so far. So that's something that I'll be doing today to catch up. But I've just been recovering from an illness. That's why. But that's what it says at the top there. There's the time. There is what's called your VO2 max. And we'll go through that in another video. But it's essentially in this little dial relates to the VO2 max there. There's the battery. And then the 0 to 30, it just relates to the distance that you run during the week. Obviously, because I'm at 0, that's why the bar is not several parts along up there. Now, each watch has a light on that obviously goes on and off as you press that button. Good for when you're in the dark, when you're running in the evening, running at night, or maybe in the early morning. And even when you tilt the watch to your face, it automatically lights up, just like when a smartphone does when you look at the phone. If you just go through the middle button here, so this up button here, if you just press that button, actually, do you know what? That probably wasn't the best idea. It's the down button I should really press first. So I'm going to be going with the down button. As you can see, you've got the battery life on the watch. So 17 days worth it's expected to last. So these watches, they do last a pretty long time, generally in and around 2 weeks. Here's your VO2 max and your estimated 5K time, which, to be honest, I think is a little bit optimistic there, but it's just nice to have. Then it has your training status, and in this case, it's detraining because I haven't run this week. But generally, you'll have recovering if you haven't run for a few days. I've run for more than I've relaxed for a bit too long, let's just say, put it that way. But it also have statuses such as overreaching if you're doing too much and your load's too much and too high. And it will have progressing, essentially. So it has your heart rate status there as well. And mine's not been logged because I haven't been wearing my watch to sleep. But generally, you can track your sleep wearing these watches as well. It has notifications if you sync the watch up to your phone. I currently don't have it synced. That's why there's no notifications there. You can also sync it so that you get the weather. You can pair it for music. There's my current heart rate at 75. So because I'm talking and I'm being recorded, that's why it's slightly higher than it usually is. But my base is generally around 60 or so, a little bit lower when I'm at my peak fitness. Generally, my resting heart rate's about 55 when I'm at peak fitness. So it's got music, heart rate, your step count. It's not that I've walked only 9 steps a day. It's just that my watch was on charge. So that's just step count, your sleep score, the sleep coach there, that will say how many estimated hours you should be getting. So it kind of, the watch kind of looks at how hard you've been working with your cardio in relation to your sleep. Naps, your last run, again, in relation to messages, and then there's some sort of folder there, which I don't know as much about. But that's to go down, and up just works the same way, but it's just the better stats are at the top there. Now, you can use the back button just to exit those screens that I've just shown you there. You've obviously got the light button there. If you press and hold the back button, nothing happens. Press and hold the down button, then that relates to connectivity relating to your phone. So I'm just going to press no. So if I just press on that again, green is yes, red's no, as you can imagine. If you press and hold the middle button, the up button, you can actually change your watch face to loads of different settings, and you can actually download different watch faces as well. You've got different clocks, the history, and that's where you can look at previous runs and the statistics of those runs. Activities and apps, the appearance of the watch, notifications, sensors, all the boring stuff. Safety, health and wellness, map navigation. So you can actually get a map on your watch as well as you're running, so that you can see where you need to go as you're running. That's just for this particular watch. This model comes in at about £180, which might be alarming to some of you, but you can get cheaper Garmin watches. The Forerunner, I believe it's the 65 now, or they might have a later model. They generally come in and around 100, sometimes slightly less, and you can obviously get them from runners who have ran before, who don't need a watch anymore, who might be putting it on eBay and various different sites. So you can generally pick up a running watch for 50 quid, depending on the model. Some models probably around 100 to 150 pounds. But yeah, this is the Garmin Forerunner 255. Now, when you start your workout, you'll just press the start button here, and that's where you can choose from these pre-set workouts, all the way from bike, swimming, football, walking. I'm going to select run here, and when you select run, what will happen is it will search for the GPS, and once that red bar goes all the way around to there, it will turn green, your watch will vibrate, and your GPS has been picked up. Then when you press start, it then starts the workout. So if I press start here, now the workout started, and it will log your distance, your pace, and your heart rate zones as well. So all the way from heart rate zone 1 through to heart rate zone 5. And because my heart rate's around 80, it's in the lower part there. But as you run, it will go all the way up to your max heart rate. Now, the more unfit you are, that heart rate zone will come quicker for you. But if you are fitter and you're running at a steady pace, generally you'll probably spend most of your runs in heart rate zone 3. What else have we got here? You can actually change the view to see what you're looking at. And as you're running, you can also check the time, which is quite useful as you're running along as well. Because sometimes a run can take longer than you expected, and it's good to know the time. But if you want to, I believe it's if you want a lap, then you press the back button, and that will basically act as a lap. So if you're doing hill training, for example, and you stopped at the top of the hill and you wanted to press the lap button and go back down the hill, that way you could track how long it takes you to get to the top of the hill and back down. And you could take each hill pursuit up as a separate lap, for example. So it can come in handy at different times. And if you're around a track, obviously it can come in handy there as well. You can track if you've gone faster or slower, etc. I'm just going to stop this workout, and I'm just going to discard this workout now. So you can save it, resume later, but I'm going to discard it because I haven't actually ran. But yeah, that's the watch. Let me just go back here. I'll probably take you through the features in a little bit more depth in a later video, but this is the watch here. As you can see, that's what the band looks like, and then you can see there's a little laser on the back there. That's just to track your heart rate zone, your heart rate, and then this here, that is just so you can charge it. So that will just it comes with a cable that you plug into a standard plug, and then you just put that into the wall, and then charges generally in less than 2 hours. It generally charges pretty quick. So for less than 2 hours of charging to give you 2 weeks of, capabilities of this watch. It's pretty good. That's the thickness, 3 buttons there, 2 buttons there, and some watches, I believe, a touchscreen now as well. But that's the Garmin Forerunner 255. If you're looking for a running watch, I definitely recommend this one, or the 65, 55, etc. There are more advanced running watches, and they have the higher number to it. So if you see like a 900, a Forerunner 900 or so, then that'll be the more expensive series. But yeah, definitely recommend a running watch. And yeah, my dad's going to take you through how to set up workouts on the Garmin Connect app. That app comes free when you get a Garmin running watch. So yeah, this is little introduction before that video releases. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.